Let's fucking go. We about to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. Let's fucking go. We whoop a bookie's ass. Ah, this is just kidding. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. 24/7 researching, it's all a fantasy. But if I make the right plays, it pays automatically. Bankroll showing that I know it dope strategy. On a winning streak, I'm stacking a dose and the bookies all get mad at me. Confident with how it plays, not clicking on a flex today. All I see is green and we all about to get paid. Arrogant shots on the stream, they be killing it. Never gonna stop it, I like if you feeling it. Picking the players, they all know what time you can't make up your mind and just go with your gut. Looked around, we found a glitch. No toast allowed, just post a list. Sophia's fine, Satua's thick, and Caitlin Clark just doesn't miss. Win, lose, or draw, we never quit. When we shoot the ball, it's another switch. Submit the link, it'll make you rich, and we going big. Don't be a bitch. Let's fucking go. We about to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. Let's fucking go. We whoop a bookie's ass. Ah, this is just kidding. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pigs. We about to go big. We about to go big.
Just cash.
About to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pigs.
Back E, we're back E, let's go, we're back, baby.
Sir, we're back. Hey, what's good, fam? Welcome back, everybody. Got a little Taco Tuesday. Perfect fitting for the Cinco de Mayo festivities. Welcome back, everybody. It's just cash.
They didn't plan that, huh? The tacos and the Cinco de Mayos.
Yeah, the stars aligned for that today, so make sure you guys get something good to eat, treat yourself, and hopefully win some money today. All right, we are, as always, joined by Underrated. What's good, man? How are you?
Chilling, man. Still loving that thumbnail with you there in the middle, looking real pimp, man. Never seen Paige look so good. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was interesting to see all the WNBA players at the Met Gala yesterday. And we had some good pictures going out.
Wait a minute, E. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think I saw a ghost. Look who it is, folks. G-Man!
Big G-Man, what's up, dude? What's up, bro, man? It's been a minute.
G-Man!
Well.
He says, long time no see, fellas. What's up, bro? He's back.
Good,
he wants that WNBA. Back in his life. G-Man's ready. Oh, snap. C-Dot's here, too, E.
Let's go.
He says we're back. Let's effing go. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord. E says, damn, can I talk yet today or what, man? Let's go.
Oh, no. Keep it going. It's
okay, we're
getting here.
We're at 8 likes, E. We're at 8. We need more, E. We're at 8, though.
Hell yeah, we're halfway there already. Appreciate it, fam, as always. I saw a video from yesterday, got up to 13 likes, so, feeling pretty great about that, especially being back from a small hiatus. Love to see all the old faces, folks in the Discord, new and old. Love it, man. Love it. We're here to talk some basketball.
We are, and this is about to be our best year ever. Write it down now. I feel like we're on a new level of figuring out the rest of the way these bookies think, the way these stupid sites are, and we're going to find this value, and we're going to give them a nice smack all season long. E, how do you feel about that? And we're at 11 likes, E. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm excited about it, honestly. I think, especially with college basketball, this in between seasons, we definitely learned a lot, and we're able to kind of sharpen our bag of tools a little bit. So I do feel like we got a pretty good strategy built for us, and we're going to see it through. I know last year could have been a little bit better for us, but overall wasn't that bad. But we got to get back to our roots, man. The 2 years before that, we were just unstoppable. So
we will. I think last year we learned a lot. Last year WNBA bookies learned a lot too. They came with some stuff. This year they're gonna be behind. We got new teams. We got new things to look at here. If they give us the alt unders on Underdog, we're gonna shit on them all season. So hand that over, Underdog. Come on now. And even if they don't, we're still going to figure out ways to win. Last season, the end of last season, and it wasn't just us. It's just WNBA last season was difficult to predict. There was a lot of injuries, all kinds of shit going on. The thing with the, players not getting paid, just all kinds of different stuff going on. WNBA was the biggest it's ever been, but at the same time, it was the hardest to ever predict. So I think we're going to have everything we've learned here in these years, combine it all for this season. It's fucking on, E. And Q Donkey's here. How you feel about Courtney Williams, he says, this year, her minutes?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Courtney looks pretty solid. I think they're going to need a lot more scoring-wise out of her this season, or at least, maybe not the entire season, but Fee is expected to be out for at least an entire month and reevaluated after that. So, I mean, realistically, she's probably out at least 4 weeks, maybe 5-6 weeks. But the scoring aspect, should definitely be there. I mean, we're looking for somewhere between 15 plus field goal attempts that we're going to have to fill from Feezy being out. Excuse me. But, she is interesting. I think the minutes could be pretty secure. No Heidemann being the backup anymore kind of opens up a lot of wiggle room for her. Yeah, she is a little bit older, so, kind of take that with a grain of salt. But I think at least for this first part of the season, we should see the minutes pretty elevated, likely somewhere between at least 32 to 34 minutes a game. She could definitely go out and play 30 minutes. I wouldn't be that surprised, but that would take one of the backup players getting hot to kind of fill in that void. So at least for now, this Minnesota team honestly is kind of a shell of itself. There's a lot of pieces missing here. So, and another thing too is, Olivia Miles, I like her quite a bit, but I do feel like she is kind of playing the same role as Courtney Williams. So there is going to be a little bit of that battle between those two, trying to, figure out who's really going to take the reins over. I would expect Courtney to play a little bit more of a traditional point guard, style of a role, but her pick and pop game is definitely going to be there. So maybe looking for her a little bit more as like a spot up 3-point shooter, and then taking those high or shots from the high arc. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I like her. I think her PRA very live. She can get pretty active on the glass, especially for how small she is. It's impressive. I do like it. I think you're just sweating the minutes, because anytime she was not playing her normal minutes, you could see obviously the production was way down for her last season. But again, no Heidemann. That's kind of some unknowns for us working in a positive direction. So I like her.
Okay. And is Sabrina out? I see it says out there, but that's not right, is it? She got props up.
Yeah, Sabrina should be out for a couple of days or a couple of weeks.
Really?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Weird. Why do they have her props everywhere? Or they did.
If they're still up, they just...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They shouldn't have that up. I saw Prizepicks and Underdog already kind of adjusted for that. The odds got worse on Underdog, and Prizepicks pretty much bumped most of everything relevant up like a half a point. So, but yeah, she will be out. And talking about that, I mean, I do expect Johannes to end up getting the spot start here. They could kind of mess around with the lineup a little bit, but she would make the most sense. She came in and played this last game where she exited. So looking for that to kind of be, that plug here. But we're also going to get back Satu Sabali, which we haven't seen so far in the preseason. That, I think, is going to be something, that's going to make this team really push up and over the top once they get fully healthy. But one play that, we were kind of looking at yesterday, and I'm still, dare I say, I still feel pretty confident about it, but we'll see as far as like official plays. But Stewart, man, her 1.5 threes, I just don't understand why this is so heavy juice for the over. Yeah. She was never like that last season. I mean, for her, it was never any kind of real volume. At best, she was taking 3 or 4 attempts a game. So, I mean, you can see here, small handful of times, only 5 all season.
You were saying yesterday we looked 2.8, right? I think you said.
Yeah, 2.8 average attempts. And, I mean, yeah, she'll probably get 1. I don't doubt that at all. But there's a lot of things I think still working negatively towards this. I mean, you have Johannes, who's going to get the start here, who is by tradition more of a 3-point shooter, but then we haven't even seen Satu step into the lineup yet, and she is quite a high volume 3-point shooter. I mean, look at her last season; she averaged 5.6 attempts, and towards the end of the season, where she was really ramped up, she was averaging somewhere between 6 to 8 attempts a game. So, I feel like we're going to add more 3-point shooters rather than just lose one here with Sabrina being out. So, you look at this matchup too. Connecticut was looking exactly the same from last year. They were giving up a ton of points inside the paint. When we saw JJ absolutely cook them. Stewie did all right, but she didn't really have to do a whole lot. And it's a little annoying that these teams played in the preseason, so we are getting kind of a repeat matchup here. But all in all, this should be quite a bloodbath, especially back at home in New York. You know how that is. But playing full minutes, I think, might be a stretch for New York in terms of that. So you got the blowouts, the added 2 other body for 3-point shooters, and then go from there. So I do find it weird that it is a plus money play, but this is definitely one that I'm just kind of looking at, outside of Sabrina just being out, on no other day would this be at plus money.
Yeah, it's got to be the Sabrina thing, but still, like you said, we looked, it's not like she's going to chuck threes more. She shouldn't.
No, She took 1 attempt last game, and it was more of just a buzzer beater for the shot clock expired. Mm-hmm. So, even just on an average game, maybe she takes 2 more threes and, let that be that. But if she goes above 50%, I'll take my chances on that. But I don't foresee them having the need for her to be shooting threes. They only do that when they're behind.
Right. And then the other thing you're looking at is Miles' assists, and I'm looking through the props builder assists here, and I was noticing Alana Smith is at 3.5. That's pretty damn high too, right? For Dallas, a team with all those guards. I guess she's gonna kick it out and they can hit a 3 here and there, but 3.5 for Alana Smith, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I couldn't find her under. Were you able to find access to that?
They do have her under on props builder. It's a terrible payout, but if you think it's gonna hit, it might be worth it. It's minus 200.
I honestly do like it. You have the addition of Fudd there. She's a secondary ball handler. Plus, with Enrique being back too, I think the only real concern would be if they're just doing a lot of pick and pop. And, if they're making it rain from 3, then that is what it is. But traditionally, Indiana was pretty good against assists. Their bottom 5 allowed last year, and we're getting all the pieces back here together for this season. So, could it happen? Sure. I think better scenario would be if they're slashing to the basket. But even the 3-point shooting, Indiana was really good about last year too. So that I don't mind. I don't mind. I see why books weren't given any kind of unders outside of that, though. I can't find it anywhere else.
Yeah, I see she only played 12 minutes in the last preseason game. I guess they were just sitting a lot of people, or I guess she got in foul trouble. I don't know. She only had 1 assist. It looks like last year, totally different team, obviously, but
she got smacked in the face and left early.
Okay. One game before that, she had 19 minutes. She actually did get 5 assists in the preseason game, so that's kind of scary.
Yeah, that could definitely be a little bit frightening. Do you remember which game was that?
Looks like April 30th against Indiana.
Let's see. Now was Shepherd playing? That's a
Man, this
question.
site looks a lot better now. WNBA site, okay.
Yeah, it does. They cleaned it up a little bit. I appreciate that.
Thank God.
All right. So with that being said, yes, she did get a few more assists, having 5 here, but that was also a game where Paige went 4 of 6 from 3. That will likely happen once in a blue moon.
Yeah. Very true.
So, if I had to guess, I would imagine there's a couple coming from that. But, you also look at, again, no Enrique being there and then no Shepherd being there, which Shepherd, I think, also more importantly.
Yeah, no, that's a huge point. Shepherd always gets those assists.
Yeah, she's a little RA monster. So, truthfully, really what they're looking for out of Alana this year is just going to be that defensive prowess and then her spot-up 3-point shooting. And then also just trying to be one that crashes to get to the line. So Yeah, I mean, she could fall into those assists if the team's just shooting really well. But I think adding the other two players back in the mix could really mess it up. Not only from a usage standpoint, but just from like these players haven't played together, and this goes for quite a few of the stars that are overseas right now. Like they literally have like a week of practice under their belt at best. So
right.
That rapport is going to be a little bit sketchy to start out with.
The more we look at her career stats, I'm looking at too, and then what you said, how she got 5 in that game. Maybe that's where the bookies are coming with this 3.5 because she got 5 in that game. But like you said, man, they don't got their other players there. Only reason she got 5. So, man, the under 3.5 might be a look, even though the odds suck. I'm looking at her career. She's 1.9 assists career, 6 years in the league, 1.9 assists. I know last year it was up 2.9. Year before that it was at 3.2. But different team.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, playing at her best, I'll take my chances on somebody who can exceed 70% of something. Being 29% to get there from her best season that she's had so far. Yeah, I like that. I think that's a strong play.
Okay, so that's on no other site? Like when you're looking on Outlier there, they're not showing the under, are they? It's only on Prop Splitter. Okay.
Yeah. Personally, I couldn't find it anywhere. I would have definitely brought that up.
Okay, cool. So I just randomly stumbled across it looking at Olivia Miles also. That's the other one you like, right?
Yeah, Olivia Miles is interesting. Obviously, she's a rookie. This is going to be a kind of a show and tell matchup. But, I mean, you look at Atlanta from last year, they were elite in a couple of categories. One of them, kind of same thing with Indiana. They were really, really good against assists allowed. They were the number 1 defense against that all season by quite a large margin. But another thing for them is they have been just so good at defending the three-point shot. Now, obviously, Brianna Jones being out of the mix and adding Reese into it, puts in a little bit more of a question mark. But I do think Reese is a very fair defender. So, I mean, that kind of seems like a plug and play. Naz Hillman, very much a try hard. So I do like the fact that we have her out on the court. But the play style that Olivia Miles has is right now, I think, a little bit more linear than what we're going to see for her like overall development down the stretch. I think she's a phenomenal add for this Minnesota team, but her play style really kind of, I don't want to say it's a one-trick pony, but it is very telling for some of the stuff that she is doing, where she'll have the ball on the outside, and she loves to do this. She crashes inside the lane and kicks it out to a hopeful open guard, which I think, yes, can net a few open looks here or there, but for the most part, Atlanta's got a lot of size down low. That's not something where she's just going to get to walk into the paint like that. Somebody's going to meet her somewhere in the middle mark, and, if she gets to her spot and can take a shot, I think that works even better for her. Side note, I think she goes off a little bit more scoring-wise this matchup, but that the whole kick-out strategy is just not going to work in this matchup, so not only that, but the fact that her line is equal to the actual point guard for the team, Courtney Williams, being alongside of her. And they have at least projected for McBride also at 3.5 assists. For this matchup, I would be surprised if Courtney Williams can get there by herself. But, for Miles to be able to get that, we're going to have to see not only Kayla McBride be very active in the overall scoring category, but so is Courtney Williams. And she's one of the players who, yes, she has a spot up shot, but a lot of the time she likes to get the ball. She dribbles and runs to her spot, and she'll take a shot herself. So it doesn't really net too many opportunities for her. And I would be a little bit scareder if this was maybe at 4.5, because I could see her getting somewhere between 4 and 5 assists, but needing 6 assists for all of those various reasons. And then also this is their actual first game of the season. We know how the rookie slumps can be. I wouldn't be surprised if she has a lot of turnovers, like 3 to 4 turnovers this game too. And then also having to deal with Ryan Howard kind of puts a lot into the mix as well, where, she could pick up early foul trouble against her, trying to defend her on the other side, or she could get into some dumb blocking fouls because, she's kind of used to that being a thing a lot in college, whereas now, players, they'll take the charge in WNBA, and 2 quick fouls is just going to go sit for a while. So I think it's high. I think it should be at 4.5. 5.5 just doesn't make a lot of sense. Plus the fact that Feezy is out, who was their, number 1 scorer on the team.
Yeah. Why is it so high now? Did she ball out in the preseason or something?
No, not really. I mean, she had one good game against Nigeria where, I mean, the team shot 50% from the field. So she did end with 5 assists. But in the other 2 games, I believe she only had 2 assists in both of them.
Wow.
So, in the game against Nigeria, I believe Courtney Williams only had 1 assist and she went off from scoring. So, yes, that could happen. In theory, that could definitely happen. But Atlanta is not like Nigeria. They're going to play a lot more of elite defense, and this is going to be a tough matchup for Minnesota. Man, this team does not look that great this year.
QD, I love when QD's around. He says Boston 7.5 rebounds. What do you think about Boston 7.5? Sounds really low. That must be the alt, but you know how Underdog is with those 2 picks. If it's paying us 0.8 or so, even a little lower, it's still worth it if we like it. 7.5 rebounds for Aaliyah Boston?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely on the lower side. I see that keep popping up on quite a few places. I do think it's a fairly strong play. We do have to kind of keep in the back of our heads that she did get injured at the end of Unrivaled season, so there is, excuse me, there is still a little bit of recovery that she's been going through.
Look at that. 16, 14. What was that? Oh, that's the head-to-head now. That's crazy right there. She was going crazy last year. Those rebounds.
I was definitely muted and thought I turned it off. My bad.
It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, the rebounds are definitely low. The only concern I would have is, if she's seeing any kind of a limited minutes cap with that hand injury she picked up at the end of Unrivaled. But it is a low line. I mean, it's an extremely low line.
Yeah, she's the rebound master.
She is. I will say, though, that Dallas was typically a matchup that we learned to avoid quite a bit last season. Now, I mean, it could be a little bit different. I do think they actually have better pieces. There's no McCowan there. And, oh my God, I don't even remember who else was there for their bigs. But
wait, did McCowan leave the league? Or is she on the team? And he said 0.82 on Underdog, actually. That's not bad. So the injury is the only thing you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's mostly, some part from the injury, but I mean, mostly just looking at last season, how bad she played against them in that regard. But again, this kind of matchup, Dallas was not allowing that many rebounds to opposing bigs, mostly opposing bigs. But yeah, I mean, you can see last year she had a really subpar matchup, and I believe all 4 of the games were close. Yeah, besides this game, I mean, it was a 19-point blowout, but the other games were all really close, and she played pretty normal minutes. So that could be why. This could be a little bit of a trap play. I'm not going to lie. I do like the scoring matchup quite a bit. This was something that she was fairly consistent with against them last year. The only thing that kind of sucks is, like, you're not going to get many field goal attempts that are going to be down low from them. Like Shepard's easily a single-digit field goal attempt person. Alana likely going 50-50 from three-point and from the floor. And a lot of hers, too, are kind of, cut to the basket off of a pick and roll. So usually the center is going to be on the outside of that. This might be one that I do feel like, yes, can she get there? But is this a play that bookies are being really smart about and dropping that low-hanging fruit on us? Because we would look at this and be like, oh, my goodness, last 20 games, she's averaging 9.5 rebounds last year, and she was killing it, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. It's just about, I guess, doing some research on her health and if she's going to go full. What's the spread on that game? Is it pretty even? It's going to be a big game, though, with Paige and Fudd and Caitlin. They'll probably want to get her out there as much as possible. Yeah.
I mean, I don't doubt that at all. They're 7.5-point favorites.
Okay.
Nice, juicy 175.5 total.
It is juicy. Portland Fire.
Yeah, so,
what's that one? Sorry, can you show me what it's only 3.5 points. Oh, Chicago. Oh god. Battle of the Poop. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I will say I think Chicago should pick up this win here, honestly. Should.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this not cooperating with me today? What is going on here?
Probably because it's you have regular season there for 26 and there is none, maybe.
Oh, it keeps moving to 2025, and I'm like, I don't understand why this is. Yeah, so I mean, mostly the defensive rebounds were okay, but yeah, just overall, did not perform that well against them last year. So while I do think it is a great line, this one could be a little bit of a trap there.
Okie doke.
All right. Well, let's keep it going. We talked about Mabry and we talked about Malonga yesterday. I did.
Who? Melania Trump?
No. Big. Maybe it's Mabry.
Oh,
that one.
Mabry. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I do like the points for her. I mean, I still think the 14.5 is very doable. I mean, you look at this team. They even had the projected starters as playing both of Nyara Sabally and Tammy Fagbinley in the starting five. So, I mean, dude, if that's the case, and we're looking at basically like three other do-nothing players alongside of Mabry and Sykes here. I mean, again, Julie Allman on a great day, she's probably taken 5-6 field goal attempts. But Fagbinley, same thing for her, very low volume shooter. Sabally, I believe, has been overseas, so hasn't even been able to really get a lot of practice time in with the team. Oh, she had a concussion. Okay, so she ended up sitting out for that other preseason game. But yeah, I mean, there's just no who is shooting the ball here. I mean, you got a bunch of like mid-level players, and then the role players on the team, who I do think are good. Don't get me wrong. I think they're good defensive and good role players, but overall offense-wise, I mean, we saw in one of the preseason games already where Sykes had over a 30% usage rating. And I will say any games that one of these other players is out, we're jumping on the other as far as like overall scoring. But yeah, I mean, no Mabry in the preseason. Sykes over a 30% usage rating. Now we're going to get Mabry back into the mix. So even just on an average day, we're looking at probably 25 to 28% usage rating for either of these players, kind of split between each games. So I'll take my chances with that. Mabry's going to go out and give us a ton of minutes there. But I did also want to kind of circle back to her rebound prop. I wish the payout was better, but you can kind of shop around a little bit with it. You can also, if on Prizepicks, throw these in with some of the tacos and stuff. But the rebound aspect of it, I think, is very interesting. They'll probably play her a little bit more at the three. And, she likes to be around the paint for most of the defensive metrics. But looking at last year, I mean, she really exceeded this in all the games against them. The minutes were definitely there. Like I said, she's playing 30-plus each game. Only the blowout where she played 30 exactly. Yes, it was a different coach, different system, blah, blah, blah. But still, skill-wise, she's good to go for 30, 35 minutes every night. So I like it. I think this is also one well worth a look. I wish the payout was a little bit better. But nonetheless, I do think it's worth a little something.
Come through for us, Mabry. Come on back. Yeah, 3
We'll throw up there.
Mabry got her picture looking a little better than normal. Okay.
Yeah. She's back on the D now, so she's looking pretty nice again.
She's back on the D?
Yeah, I believe there's a separation with her and Rivers, if I'm not mistaken.
He was like, I'm out of here. I don't appreciate you. I'm leaving. Back to the D.
Yep.
I wonder who it might be. She needs to get with someone famous, like a famous somebody. NBA player would be cool, whatever. Somebody. Rapper, something. She needs to do something.
Yeah. Let's see. Make some moves, girl. Need some off-season moves.
Yeah, get your net worth up.
All right, so and then also talking about, we talked about Olivia and the downside for her assist. I do think, again, her scoring upside is very interesting. 11.5 is quite low for what should be, hopefully 33, 35 minutes, give or take. Now, the way that she plays, though, being able to crash inside the lane and get to that kind of mid-range spot, which I do think bodes really well for both Courtney and her in this particular matchup, with McBride getting kind of smothered on defense, that three-point shot not falling, they're going to be looking to dump it down in that mid-range action. And I do think she could see quite a bit of success here. Even some of these Atlanta players, albeit good defensive, they do get a little bit foul, a little handsy, easily get a couple trips to the free throw line, which for her, I think that's something that's, it's kind of a lost form for a lot of players in this league, man. Getting the pump fakes, being able to get the juke and get to the foul call. You look at the top players in the league, your Asia's, averaging 10 plus free throws every single game like she did. That's really where you want to be, putting the pressure on these defenders like that. And that's something that would work great in this matchup. She could easily draw a couple fouls off of like Angel, off of Nas. And even, Ryan Howard, she can definitely give up a couple fouls too. She'll play with the fouls, but she'll give up a couple early. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that. 11.5 is pretty low though. We saw a lot of volume. I'm expecting at least 10 field goal attempts from her this game, but probably closer to like that 10-12 range.
QD says Mabry should get with E.
Hey, I'll take her out somewhere fancy.
There we go. Get Mabry back in the news. Get Mabry a little more famous. Hanging out with someone like Big E. Chachi's here. He says, "What's up, y'all? Let's have a good year." Chachi's here. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's good, man? What's good?
13 likes. How do you feel about that? We need 2 more.
I love it. Y'all are being wonderful. We always appreciate the support, so thank you guys so much. And I know we didn't even say it, but make sure to hit that like button down below. Help us grow the channel, our little slice of the pie here. If you're not a part of the Discord, check it out. We got links in the description. Still running the 7-day free trial for everybody, so you can come hop in, get this first week of action under the belt for free, and no commitment after that.
Hey, goes Zach Ali. Just come hang out. Hey, we're at 14. We need 1 more, guys. Appreciate you.
Let's go. Okay, so let's keep it going. Indiana, I do like them as a whole. I'm really curious to see what Caitlin's going to do now being back to full strength and with a team with a lot of practice under the belt. They upgraded with Billings this year. I like that a lot. I think that second unit looks really strong for them. Lexi Hull was dealing with a little bit of an injury, but should be good to go, I believe, before tip-off. Man, I got to say, as much interest as I do have in Chicago, they have a lot going on right now. Rakia, I think, is totally fine if you want to have consideration to play her. 15.5 is probably about a point higher than what I would prefer to play her at. But she could see, additional volume. I think she's easily going to go out, probably give us somewhere between 12, 13 field goal attempts, no problem. Keeping the fouls in check pretty well, so I do like to see that. The team, I wouldn't say necessarily really built around her, but they added a lot of veteran supports to go around between her and Cardoso. But I still think, man, they go to business with the bigs. That was kind of their theme last year. We've seen that for a lot of seasons, honestly, all the way back to Candace Parker days. But Camilla, man, she's just really such a bright spot for this team, and I think she is still one of their most dangerous offensive weapons. She reminds me a lot of Breonna Turner, but with the ability to hit a lot more free throws, at least more consistently. She's got a nasty little turnaround that she does. She did a lot this last season before she got injured. And then now with Reese not being there, there's just not anybody that's kind of taking that room to work down low with her. So Liz Williams to step in, do her thing a little bit, but she's been a little bit more of a spot-up shooter and just rebounding. So I do like Cardoso. I think, honestly, her 13.5 points is fairly low, and even the PR, just because the rebound upside could definitely be there with no Reese.
Yeah, 13.5. Yeah, man. They do look low. We know how overs are, though. Oh my gosh. I'm getting scared.
Yeah. Well, hey, talking about an under, at least, I gotta shout out Skylar Diggins, 15.5 points. Will probably come out with a little bit more energy. It's the start of the season. She's fully ramped up and good to go. She looked pretty good in Unrivaled as well. So all credit for her. But, for the most part, we saw a lot of this last season where she would get this little hot streak going and then she'd really fall off the face of the earth. The volume could be somewhat there for her, but I don't think high volume should be necessary. Unless one of the two, Jackson or Camilla, get in foul trouble. But she'll take her shots here and there. But for a player who doesn't take a lot of 3-pointers, mostly you're relying off that mid-range action or getting to the free throw line, which I think the free throws would be my biggest scare about her more than anything. This Portland team looks absolutely terrible, and we got a mixed bag there. Not really sure what to expect on the other side. But if I had to pick one, 15.5 points is still pretty high. That is pretty high.
Right. Chachi said, you guys need one more like now. He hit the 14 for us. We need one more like, guys, for our goal of 15. And he also says, I'll be joining the Discord soon. All right, there we are.
Let's go. Love to hear it, man.
We'll see you there, man. The Discord's also going to be fun because last year, as we realized, there was a lot of things that made last year more difficult, and we learned from it. But we also learned that the live props last year we got into a lot, and we're going to add that to our repertoire here. So if you jump in the Discord, we'll do live betting the entire time. They throw out a lot of good value throughout the game, and we will catch it. So if you jump in the Discord, Chachi will be checking that out soon. That's what's up.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, the live betting sometimes can be absolutely magical, especially whenever they're not paying attention. And you can see, star player goes down and then the game's being a blowout, stuff like that. But in this league, though, I will say a person getting injured in the first half could have a massive impact on the usage and second half ebb and flow of the game.
And you know how they are sometimes. Prizepicks especially, they would have those not just the second half, but they'd have actually live lines, and they would be messing those up. Parlay Play also, they were really messing those up. So we'll try to catch them again this year in the Discord for sure. So not just the YouTube, it's cool to get some pregame plays, but it's also cool if you really like WNBA as you're watching. It's always fun to cheer together and find the value together. So hop on in.
Oh yeah, 100%. And funny enough, we're talking about this Portland team. Underdog just tweeted their potential starting lineup would likely be Carla, Sug Sutton, Haley Jones, Bridget Carlton, and then Louisa G, their center. Yeah, that looks like a pretty terrible team. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's a rebuild team, but this team might have a struggle of it this year.
They're going to be
interesting.
They're going to be poo.
Yeah, they might not even get 10 wins, man. I'll be honest.
We'll say Golden State last year though didn't look that great, and they came through. So we shall see. We shall see.
No, that's true. I mean, I definitely think that at least from what we saw this last season, that could be a possibility. But it's gonna be tough sledding for them, no doubt.
Right. All right, well, we are 3 days away from opening day, and we are excited. That's why we're already streaming here, trying to get a little value, a little bit of catch here on these bookies before they end up changing some things. So those couple plays I like a lot that you have, although day one must go likes, you never know. But we had 11 people watching. We got 14 likes. If you haven't hit the like yet, guys, we just need one more like for our 15 goal, and we would really appreciate it. And yeah, what else you got? We got anything else going on?
I mean, one in consideration, I do think with Enrique just now coming back with a squad, 16.5 points is a little bit higher. It is a road game as well. She just did not look herself this last season, and I can't imagine adding another guard into the mix is going to help her in any kind of capacity. If anything, maybe she does a little bit more point guard duties, but both of Fudd and Paige, they're basically all just doing the same thing. So I used to be a huge fan of Enrique, man, but just last year everything looked different, and this is not an easy matchup for her by any stretch. She goes out and hits a bunch of threes, probably a sweat, but we've seen her do that a lot of times too, man. This was our uno de facto second half ghost of last season. Like, her unders were so free.
Give us alt unders. I want that under 19.5 for 0.78 right now, please. Can we have it, please? Can we have it, please? And guess what, E? We are on 15 likes. Our goal has been met. Whoever just hit that 15th like, you are awesome, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I mean, look at her props. You know, this 1.5 assists or 1.5 3 points made. This would never be a thing for her. She was easily 2.5, 3.5, like all day long, all day strong. But yeah, it's a worse payout. This line though is crazy to see for her. It's way lower than what it should be.
I'm surprised she's even on the team now still because you know they got Paige now, they got Fudd, they're just seems like they're switching everything up. So she's just still there. She's great, but I don't know. Team player wise, it seems like she's tough. So yeah, I could see her definitely staying under that 16.5 too, but we have to see what happens. Another reason though to be in the Discord at the beginning of the season, there might be a lot of value in those live plays. We can see what she does in the first half and smash the under live depending.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see what else. Talking about this team also, I mean, dare I say Alana Smith also 11.5 points is a little bit high. I wouldn't mind that under.
Mm-hmm.
The matchup is a little bit in favor of the scoring from the inside from Dallas, so you know working against the grain there. But this is another player, easy foul trouble. I don't know how many games I've seen her pick up 3 fouls in the first half and sit forever.
Mm-hmm. It's just that total's a little high for that one.
Yeah, it's a spicy total, and that also gives me a little bit of pause for playing unders in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say Atlanta and Vegas already know those are two teams we are not going to play a lot of this season. They are way too loaded from top to bottom. I mean, you know, from Atlanta picking up Reese, especially whenever Brianna Jones comes back to being fully healthy, there's just no meat on the bone. There's way too many usage hogs on one team for both of them, you know. And then Vegas adding Carter onto the team, which was an absolute steal, I have to say. But adding her, replacing Lloyd, you know, that just muddies up the water there even more. And those are teams. I think they were easy fades last year. And if we want to dance with the unders, cool. But you know, those would easily be bottom two teams for me as far as overall props.
Coolio, bro. What do you think about Kiki this year? She might ball out.
I really don't know how to feel about her. I think Kiki and Shakira are the two kind of odd players out on the team right now because Kiki obviously was a high draft pick for them last season. I mean, Shakira was an early pick for them. Now we got Lauren Betts on the team as well. We're picking too many bigs here for a team that doesn't have any kind of depth in the guard position. So I do like her. I think she's a great player. Absolutely loved her and unrivaled. Loved her last season when she got a full run as a starter. But, you know, you look at all the players that she's surrounded by and then not even mention the fact of what is her name? I will tell you 1 second. Cody. I always mispronounce it. She's also a freshman. Yeah, Cody is a spitting image of her, bro. I swear, exact same player. I mean, plays exactly like her, but shoots a three ball a little bit more. But outside of that, man, I mean, we have so much redundancy here from the players in the 4 and 5 position. It's not even funny. And that's not even counting in Michaela, who I think is a pretty solid player. She looked great for Phoenix and, you know, in seasons past, but there's way too much size on this team.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like one of them should get traded here. Maybe they'll play Kiki. Can they play Kiki at the 3? Guess not.
I mean, they could, but the only problem with that is she's just not any kind of a volume 3-point shooter. So it would really be like, you know, 80s style, kind of getting dirty in the paint basketball, if you will. And Cody makes so much more sense in that regard, though.
Right.
So, yeah, man, it's weird, but I mean, hey, you know, maybe she's worked on that 3-point shot a little bit more, and coach kind of spaces the floor out with that some. You know, that could definitely happen.
Okay.
So it's interesting, though. That situation, I think, is going to rear its ugly head at some point in the season. Hopefully, knock on wood, hopefully none of these guards get hurt for Washington this season, but they're not getting much help beyond the two starters. All right. Now, the only other play that I would have some interest in is Kalia Copper for 17.5 points is fairly low considering the fact that they haven't adjusted for Satu not being there anymore. I mean, you're getting Bonner likely as a starter and Monique, but missing a little bit of firepower there. So, I mean, she should soak up that usage. Alyssa Thomas also the same regard, but she's going to have a lot more to deal with. Asia on the other side. I mean, it's a good matchup for Copper, but I do worry about one. This could be a potential low-key blowout. Vegas at home, very dangerous. We know that, but also Phoenix is kind of another team, that's struggling for backup support. You're going to have Whitcomb maybe in the mix as well, but outside of that, you're not getting too much support from that bench unit at all. So if the starters can hang around, great. This will probably be a game that goes down close to the wire, but if it slips any kind of means from the starters, it's not getting any better from the backup.
Big Cop. I can't wait. 3 days to go.
Yes, sir. But I think that's about it for today. We're going to keep it nice and chill. Do we have any MPB action later, maybe, possibly?
There's some. I gotta look to see the final plays, but it's definitely a couple. There's some overs to be had tonight, in fact. Got some decent pitchers.
Okay, nice. So maybe a little bit to work with. You're going to have to find out in the Discord. So again, make sure you guys hop in there, check it out. Still running that 7-day free trial. On that note, I believe we're going to go on and get out of here. We will be back tomorrow again, stream, just kind of getting ready to see what opening day looks like. There is a chance we could maybe get a couple more props before this weekend, but we'll keep an eye out for that. Maybe this is all we get to work with for now, and then we'll go from there. But it's going to be a great season. You guys get ready to rock out. We're going to make some money with it. We'll catch you guys in the Discord. Good luck today on all your bets, parlays, etc. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Peace.
Fuck you, Prizepicks! Fuck you, Prizepicks! Fuck you, Prizepicks!